Venus is the goddess of beauty, but this planet is more like hell. The temperature is 880 degrees Fahrenheit. The pressure is 92 atmospheres. The wind speed 450 miles per hour. And there's metallic rain. But 3 billion years ago, this hostile world was very similar to modern Earth.
Venus had the same amount of water as Earth when the planets were formed. It is possible that there was an ocean, and life could have appeared in the ocean, because when Venus was formed, the sun had less luminosity. Venus was in the habitable zone. It was too early for Earth. It was still cold on Earth, and life could not exist here. So it is quite possible that Venus was the first planet on which life arose.
And perhaps scientists will be able to detect traces of the first life forms not on the surface, but in the dense cloud layer of Venus. At an altitude of 30 to 40 miles, the atmospheric pressure just reaches 1 atmosphere. In other words, it's similar to that of Earth, and the temperature varies from 30 to 70 degrees. It is in such conditions that life developed on our planet, and even the fact that the clouds on Venus are a 75% solution of sulfuric acid is not a problem for microorganisms. In such conditions, extremophiles that feed on sulfur can survive. For example, the Archaea microphilius, which lives in hot brines on the Japanese island of Hokkaido.
On Venus, the upper cloud layer is yellowish in all spectral analyses. In the ultraviolet, we can see strips or spots. And now, one of the hypotheses is that these spots are caused by bacteria, whose ultraviolet spectrum is similar to the ones we can observe on Earth.
To study the cloud layer of Venus, NASA experts suggest launching an aircraft, an inflatable helium plane on solar batteries. This is a modified version of the Soviet probe Vega, successfully launched into the atmosphere of the planet in 1984. The American spacecraft will carry 44 pounds of scientific equipment. With its help, scientists hope to find out the composition of the clouds of Venus and perhaps to discover life.
It is assumed that the craft will also carry a microscope, which will look at the particles in the clouds. That is, if there are microbes, then it will measure their size. The size can actually be measured according to other factors, for instance, by shape. And if there are microbes, then it will identify whether they are life.
Is there life on Venus? Obviously, we will find out after 2025. The time frame of the future mission is still being discussed. But even if microorganisms are not found on Venus, the Moon, and Mars, scientists are not going to give up.